Hello everybody, welcome back to VogelStang. Thanks for checking out this video. Today we got some more rear end goodies, just like last video and the video before that. So today we're going to finish out the Stop the Hop kit, and this is like the basic version of the Stop the Hop kit. So there's just the 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 parts that are associated with it. That's the vertical links, the bushings, and the bolt alignment kit. And now today we have the IRS subframe connectors. So we're going to get those installed today, and they should be fairly straightforward and easy. The only thing that could be a little bit confusing is what bolts to use where, right? So the bolts that got shipped with my subframe connectors are a little bit different than other ones that maybe you've seen in some other videos. I think some of the bolts were using an Allen wrench type of socket, and this kit does not have any of those types. They're all just regular hex bolts. So let's take a look at that. So what you're going to see, and this is, I'm just going to go over one side. I have them laid out here, all the bolts that bolts, washers, nuts, mounting plates, whatever. I have them all laid out here so you can visually see what they look like compared to each other. All right, so you have, and all this will be, this is just one side, so the amount of hardware that you have is double this amount of hardware. Okay, so you have these medium-sized bolts here. They go with these silver washers. Then you have a taller style bolt with a smooth part here at the bottom. Then you have a nice shorter, fatter style bolt that'll go with this fatter washer, kind of like a brownish, bronzish type color. And that goes with this flat mounting plate, which is also threaded. And then you have one more taller style bolt, and this is a little bit fatter than the other ones also. So this is like the tall, fatter bolt. And I'm sure these all have some kind of specified sizes. I don't know what they are. And then that goes with that bronze kind of like fat washer and this silver nut here. Okay, so that's all the hardware for just one side. And now I'll move over here on the other side where I have them laid out to where they need to go. These are the shorter, or not shorter, these are the medium-sized bolts with the washers. They will go up in the front to these mounting spots right here with the washers. And as we move our way down, we have this hole here. That's going to get this next bolt with the smooth part at the bottom. So this is a taller kind of bolt. And here we go. All right, that's that one. We move down further towards the rear. This first hole is going to get this short bolt with the bronze style washer and this flat square mounting plate. And then the last hole here has the taller, kind of fatter bolt, which will get also the bronze style washer and this silver nut. Okay, so that should be it. So the tools used to install these: 1/2-inch ratchet, a 15mm socket, 16mm socket, torque wrench, and I had to use an 18mm wrench on just the one side, which was interesting. So the one nut on the right side, the passenger side, it wouldn't grab, and I thought it would grab, but it didn't. So I had to use the 18mm wrench to get in there and hold it down while I was tightening it. But then when I did the driver's side, you know, I was expecting to have to do the same thing, and I didn't. So on that side, the nut, it grabbed the way that it was supposed to, and I didn't need to use the wrench on the driver's side. So keep in mind that maybe you'll need an 18 millimeter. Keep in mind that maybe you'll need an 18 millimeter wrench, maybe not. So thought that was interesting. I'm not sure why it didn't grab on the other side, but anyway, that's it. Very easy. I mean, when I just did the driver's side without recording, I mean, like 10 minutes it took. So super quick, maybe tops 15. And I have the car already up on ramps. You know, you guys see as I'm doing videos and stuff, sometimes I have the car up on ramps, sometimes I have the car up on jack stands, and it's really dependent on what I'm going to be doing. If I'm working under the car, I'm going to put the car up on ramps and then also have my jack stands in place just in case if something goes wrong. And of course the wheels, the front wheels are chocked to make sure it doesn't go forward or backwards, even though that shouldn't happen with it being in park and the emergency brake up. But you never know, and it's always better to be safe. So that's kind of the way that I like to work. You know, I thought about just putting it up on jack stands, but you know, jack stands fail. It happens. And I don't want to be under the car if that were to happen, even though the chances are probably very low. So up on ramps, jack stands just in case, wheels chocked, emergency brake on, transmission in park. Got everything covered. And with that said, I think we might as well get on the car and get these mounted. Hopefully it'll be easy. And I don't like to say that usually before installations, because anytime you say that, usually it works out to be the opposite. So maybe I shouldn't have said that. All right, so one more thing. Obviously, I mean, I didn't really explain the purpose behind the IRS subframe connectors, but you know, they come with the Steeda Stop the Hop kit, which that in itself kind of explains what it's doing. Mustangs, and when you launch them, the independent rear suspension is great. However, one thing that it does cause is some wheel hop, right? So the as you're starting from a dig, the IRS kind of does a flappy little thing like that, and as that's happening, the wheels, you know, kind of lose traction, and they kind of do this little hopping thing. If I can find a short clip, I'll show you what that looks like. All this is supposed to help to prevent that, which of course is going to give you better traction, and hopefully this will help with some of our rear end issues that we've been having. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, get on my little creeper from, like, I don't know, this is super old. This was my father's, so still getting good use out of it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go underneath the car and see where it's going to mount up, and that will be, this is the passenger side, so it's going to be this bolt here. That's going to come out. This is the last bolt. This is one bolt behind the jacking rails. So if you have jacking rails, there'll be one bolt towards the back that won't be used, and by the jacking rail. So that one we're going to have to remove. If you don't have jacking rails, you should have two bolts there. So it's the one that's the furthermost back. And then, so that'll be one mounting point. We'll take that bolt out. We won't be reusing that, as since Steeda provides a new one. Then we'll have another bolt that will mount up to here, and then as we work our way back towards the subframe, we get to a spot where there's a whole bunch of holes. So you see there's like one hole there, one hole there, one hole there, one hole there. It's going to use one of these holes. I think probably this one right in the middle here. This one has some threads, so it'll mount up to that one. Then as we come a little bit further back, here's where it's going to do the 2 additional mounting points in the rear. So first thing we need to do is get that bolt there removed. There's going to be a 15mm socket. Okay, there we go. And that one, like I said, we're going to put that one aside. We're not going to use it. We're going to take, remember the medium-sized bolt with the silver washer. And that's going to go up in this hole. And I'm literally just going to get it started, just to get it so it stays in place. Let's take the long bolt here with the bronze washer. Feed that up through the hole. Okay, because I think we need to make this a little bit tighter, honestly, so everything kind of lines up. I mean, you know, I didn't want to get things too tight, but yet too loose is not good either. So we'll take the other bolt now and the silver washer. So this is going to be the second medium bolt, and we'll get that started up in here as well. All right, we'll take our 15mm and start tightening it up, but not too tight. So we just want to kind of get it in place, but still allow for us to maneuver it around. Just for alignment purposes. Okay, now so it's like snug but not too tight. Let's see if we can get this other piece in here now, this middle piece. Alright, it's kind of snug. Okay, so this is where that flat plate comes into play. So that's going to slide. There's a little slot there, you can't miss it. Going to slide right in there. All right, and then just make sure everything gets lined up properly. Don't forget your washer, bronze washer. Alright, and these will be, these two back bolts are 16 millimeter. Okay, here's the 16. Alright, so this nut up here, I was wondering why it's not tightening. The nut is moving up there, so I would have thought that it would just grab, but it's not, so I gotta hold that down. So I shall be back. I'm gonna need a wrench for that. Alright, so I got an 18 millimeter wrench. And you just got to kind of work the wrench up there a little bit. That's not bad, but just fit it so it holds it in place. And now we just got to go, I mean, this feels pretty solid. We just got to go around, oh, well, that's not tight. Oh, what I was going to say is we just got to go around and tighten everything up. That one. So those two are 16. Switch to the 15. Tighten this one up. Okay. And these other ones down here. Alright, and now we're going to come back with the torque wrench. These two bolts here are going to be 45 foot-pounds. Alright. 45. Okay, and I just went to go slide my body like I was on the creeper. I forgot I was not on it. The bolt in the middle here, that's also 45. All right, and then the last two bolts up here. Alright, switching to the 16 millimeter, and those are going to be torqued to 55. Okay, now we need to get our, this is going to be interesting to torque this one down with the wrench. Let me see, is it tight enough that maybe the nut will grab now? Nope. It isn't. Wow, it's not 55 yet. Feels like it should be. Alright, 55 for the back two. And that's it. Honestly, not bad. Very easy. Where's my hat? Where's my hat? I don't know where my hat is. There's my hat. Install is actually very easy. No problems. Piece of cake. I didn't have any issues at all. It goes pretty quick. Really excited to see what this does. It's got to do something. It's got to do something, right? So anyway, I'll see you guys next time, and hopefully in the next video I'll have some good news. We shall see. Until then, later. Have a good night.